So back to what I was saying.
What's up, friends, family, and fans? It is I, the S to the T to the O to the N to the E to the S-T-A double F-O-R-D-N, and that had no flow or rhyme to it, so I'm going to pass it over to my partner. His name is
Johnny.
See, now that's keeping it simple.
Boom.
That's what I need to do. Yeah, what up, y'all? Stone Stabber, Johnny Vaughn here, and welcome to Life On Podcast, where we listen and inspire friends in entertainment. Do us this favor right real quick and go down there and hit the subscribe button and hit the little thumbs up, and then you want to hit a share button, share it with a friend and a loved one and someone who you care about.
First of all, you're not going to rob me of my opportunity to be able to say everywhere. Listening and inspiring friends in entertainment and everywhere.
My bad. I'm just on a high today, and my mind's not. I'm not high.
No, he's definitely on.
I am on a high, so my mind is not flowing right. That's right. But anyway, fellas, what's up? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, homie. They didn't hear all of that fast talk.
I know, so we're going to do it again. So again, welcome to Life on Podcast, where we listen and inspire friends in entertainment and everywhere. So you guys, if you can, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you don't mind, subscribing means everything. If you think about it, all it is a click on your part.
That's it.
And check it out. If you don't want to get the notifications every single time we post a new one,
don't hit the bell.
Just turn the notification off.
But hit the bell.
You still subscribe, and you don't get bothered.
Right.
It's a win-win. Mm-hmm. All right? But please hit that subscribe, and then go ahead and share it with a friend, someone who you think might actually get something out of it. I'm only telling you what we've been told.
Yes.
This is a very informative, very funny,
very inspirational
and entertaining podcast. First of all, everyone that has told us that, thank you very much. But we're just passing it along to you who may not have known that. So this isn't
Steve
just
Harvey
me.
impression. I'm funny. No. That's exactly the reaction I gave Steve when he did that.
Yeah, but that didn't sound like Steve.
That's how he did it. He said, I'm funny.
Yeah, no, I believe he said that.
He said it just like that.
But it didn't sound like him.
Somebody told us we was funny, so I'm funny. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you sound.
Well, we're not funny now, so we just lost a couple subscribers. So anyway, but check it out. We thank you guys for joining us. Now, Life on Podcast has been around for a year and a half.
It'll be 2 years in October.
So a year and a half. We haven't quite hit our 100th episode yet, although we may have. I don't remember.
We definitely have hit 100 episodes by now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. There's some things that I'm not thinking about right now.
Stone can't count. I don't know where we are, but we are just over
100.
Just over 100.
So it's a long time coming now. In podcast years, we're infants. In podcast years, I think we might be entering our crawling phase where we can crawl 2 steps and then we fall on our bellies.
We just rolled over, bro.
We just rolled over?
Yeah.
We just rolled over.
I was actually listening to a couple podcasts last night, and I actually did check to see what number we were on. I can't remember. I think it was 101, 100, something like that. And the podcast I was listening to was like at episode 640.
Good Lord. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we're definitely still suckling on the teat. For real. So anyway, that being said, you can't quite call us. Although we have over 4,000 subscribers, listeners. Yeah. So that's cool.
And we can say we're international, so that's big up.
We can legit say we're international. Yeah. And it's a funny thing for all of you that are artists or trying to be influencers, anything where you're trying to be a public figure.
Wait, what was that word? Influencers?
Influencer?
Influencers.
Oh, yeah, okay. I do that. Well, first of all, you already know that your followers on social media, right? They don't necessarily equate to fans. Just because someone follows you means they're not a fan.
That's true.
And a really case in point, if you look at how many listeners and stuff we have, we're well over 4,000, and internationally. Mm-hmm. If you go to our IG, though, we got like 70 something followers on there. And remember, not every follower is a fan.
That's true.
So sometimes, just if you're putting so much weight on your social media numbers, don't.
Yeah.
All right, don't. They do help. They do indicate some things, but they definitely don't indicate everything, because obviously there are more people who listen to us than follow us on our social media.
Which actually doesn't make any sense, to be honest, but we're going to figure out how to rectify it.
Well, if I'm going to have a moment of transparency, it makes a little bit of sense, because granted, our social media isn't the most entertaining. Like I put clips up
Yeah.
here and there, but it isn't something that you constantly need to be checking back and forth to.
So we ain't doing like some TikTok level stuff. We need some skits.
So that's on me. Okay. That is on me. But again, we're in our infancy phases. We're still figuring all this out. But to be over 4,000 at this game it's not too. I'm not sneezing at it.
No.
But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So the whole point is saying that we're not an overnight success. Because we were actually. That's funny. Because if we were literally an overnight success, we actually would have like 4 million followers.
True.
We would have that $40 million deal right now.
That's true. I'm glad you came back down to earth with that number.
Right. Well, 400 is still, we're going to get there.
We're going to get there.
400 million. But so that goes to show what exactly is an overnight success.
Exactly.
Because I always use Justin Bieber as an example, right?
Okay.
Just because from the day that he was discovered to when he blew up was metaphorically overnight.
Metaphorically.
Because we're talking within 12, 16 months.
Yeah.
He went from zero to hero.
Right.
Right. But for him, technically, I don't know how long the boy's been playing the guitar, doing videos, trying to post it. But either way, he was still only like 12. You know what I'm saying?
It had only been like 2 or 3 years.
So. Right. So those are what you call anomalies.
Yeah.
All right. Like when that kid comes out and they're smarter than both you and your husband and everyone else in your family, that's called an anomaly. All right. So something like that doesn't happen to everybody. All right. But overnight success, typically we call it an overnight success just because we never heard of a person before. And
that's really what it comes down
right.
to.
And then all of a sudden you hear about
it. It's the out of sight, out of mind until it becomes visually in your face. One of my favorite ones, or two of my favorite ones, are Kevin Hart and Rihanna. Rihanna is an international superstar now, obviously. And the funny thing is now
you would call Rihanna an overnight?
No. I'm talking about she seemingly came out of nowhere.
Okay.
But once she came out of nowhere, and I'll show the example why, because Kevin Hart did the same thing. Like Kevin Hart was doing the comedy circuits everywhere.
All of a sudden it was.
But if you didn't know him, you didn't know him. Then you saw Soul Plane came out, and then we thought it was done. Like even he thought it was
anyone
over.
on Soul Plane you thought was done.
Yeah, even Kevin Hart has said he thought it was a done dizzy after Soul Plane. But then that catalyst hit. And then he was everywhere, and he has been and it doesn't even seem like it's been that long, but he has been everywhere for like 12 years now. And the same thing with Rihanna. Rihanna came out, she popped, and she was big, and she had a cool third album. But I think the second one went 2 times platinum. I think the third album went double platinum too. And then 4 times platinum, 6 times platinum. Then she got into the fashion stuff, and now she's global everywhere and in your face every day. You can't go a day without hearing about Fenty. Even the fact that she hasn't dropped an album has become a mystique thing, just like it was with Dr. Dre. Because once he became everywhere, the mystique of when is the Chronic gonna drop became a thing. Now it's when are we gonna
Akon's another good example.
Akon is a huge example of that too. Of just popping on the scene and then blowing up, and then the staying power kept them in your face. And it seemed like it happened overnight. And then those seemingly happens overnight, when that long span of them being in your face, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years of them just being around in something, it seems like it happened really, really fast. But then you've got 10, 15 years prior to even that catalyst. Right.
So the main point here is overnight typically takes about 10 years.
They say 10 years.
And it's not truly, and no one ever really goes from 0 to 100. I mean, so just those of you that are trying to do that, just stop. All right, because it just doesn't happen that way. In life, in nature, anything. I mean, it takes doggone 9 months just for a baby to get to the point where it can come out into the outside world.
And some of y'all need it longer. Like some of y'all should have cooked a little bit longer.
Shout out to those who didn't make 9 months, but you're still doing all right. Hey,
shout out.
Silence. But it just takes that time. I mean, and the reason why I'm saying some of you need to understand this, because everyone listening to this knows that. But then you don't act on what it is that you know, because you will still put together a project or maybe even just a single and just put it out. Just put it out. Just expect people to buy it. Don't know you, don't know the song, and you're just like a little tiny little guppy in the Atlantic Ocean, and all of a sudden people are just supposed to identify you and then find you and buy your music. It doesn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no setup, there's no marketing, there's no promo. And then once it's out, there's nothing to push it, there's nothing to promote it, there's no giveaways, there's nothing. So that's where you might not know there's no such thing as an overnight success, but then you're not acting like you know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just get that through your head that it doesn't just happen overnight. So what does happen? What does happen? Here's the thing. Just like they say it takes money to make money, there's a reason why they say that. And it's true. And I mean, the flat out line is true. Even if you want to invest, you have to have something to invest in the first place, right? So in some of the greatest vehicles, stock market, real estate, copyright ownership, whatever, and some of the greatest money-making vehicles in this country, it takes money to get in. So one, don't hate on the system. Just find a way to get a few.
Figure out how to play it.
Yeah, to get some money. And then for most of you, can I just have a moment of truth here? Do better things with your money. Okay, so for example, go take off the chain you got, go and pawn it, sell it, or whatever. Downgrade if you can, because some of y'all are wearing.
Some of y'all been wearing glass.
You got to wash off the green off your neck. You know what I'm saying? But those of you that really are splurging on stupid stuff that doesn't mean anything, that doesn't have value and doesn't increase in value, go pawn it, sell it, do whatever you got to do, and play the game and use your money to make money. All right. So that's the first thing. So with the overnight success, it does take a little bit of success to then create that overnight success.
Success begets success.
Exactly. So like I said, Kevin Hart was at it for a while. Rihanna was at it for a while. And they took those things and those little bits of success, what it did was it put them at the table with certain people and certain opportunities that they were then able to take advantage of. And yes, then the success can start happening exponentially. That's why it looks like it's overnight. And when you're just doing the grind thing where you're doing from show to show, okay, for a while there I was singing in front of 20 people. Now I had a chance to open up in a 250-seat venue. They loved me. And then another 250. And then I got to a 750. Then I was able to headline, have my own show where I'm now drawing 250 people on my own by my own name.
Right.
Hey, all of those are come-ups. But guess what? Those tiny little steps, now by the time that you're filling out a 2,500-seat venue on your own, now you're going to have like Lollapalooza and all these people calling you or taking your calls. When you can go on Lollapalooza or something like that, now you've made an exponential jump.
Exactly.
They caught you on Lollapalooza. They use your clip in some commercials. They use the song you did now in a TV and a film. Now
you're also being introduced to the other fan bases from other artists.
Now you're making another exponential jump. So now it seems like you came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You see, that's how that process works. So don't get discouraged and don't hate on people that look like they were an overnight sensation. The bottom line is it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah, two things for me on the whole thing. One, you can't go into it with the mindset that you are going to be people love to say it, I'm going to change the game. I mean, it's great to hype yourself up like that.
It's annoying. It's annoying. And can people on my side of the desk, I'm going to just let you know right now, it's annoying. Because you don't know if you're going to change the game.
You don't.
Until you change the game.
Right.
You can have every intention. So as a matter of fact, say that. Say my intention, my desire, my goal is to change the game.
That's not cocky enough, though.
Yeah, but you know what?
Now wait. I want to point back. You did support the fact that Kanye West was one of those I'm gonna change the game kind of people, and he manifested that due to his bull-headed match with talent and skill.
For sure.
So I understand people needing to have that mentality and saying it. Like even the baby comes out right now and says, I'm going to tell you I'm the best rapper. There's no rapper better than me. No rapper's living right now is better than me. I think the baby knows that ain't true. But no disrespect to the baby. Rockstar is still my anthem. But the baby's not the best rapper.
He is not. Just because he's doing well.
Right.
Just because he's doing amongst the best.
Yeah. But he even said, that he expects, if you plan to compete with me, you need to have that same mindset if you're going to compete with me. But I'm still going to tell you that I'm the best rapper.
And you know I'm all about that.
Right.
You know I'm all about speaking what it is that you want. You know, because you have to. You got to program your mind, your heart, and everything. It's all what comes with what you think about, what you talk about, what you listen to. You know I'm all for that. I'm just letting you know that from my side of the desk.
Oh, absolutely.
From my side of the desk,
we see it.
That crap's annoying. And actually, it's not even so much as on you. It's because the other 9 people before you also said we're going to change the game.
And it's the same. I mean, we get the same thing.
And I'm not hearing anything that tells me that, they might be.
Right.
You're like, I'm going to change the game. And then you have a record out that sounds just like Cash Money J.
Do something else!
We already have all the music! We already have it!
We already have all the music! Do something else!
Oh my God, I just popped the lung. Oh, look, I have said that a million times. I know John Tay and other friends of mine, they've said that a million times, but it just hit when freaking T-Pain said it. Because he took all of our frustrations and poured it into that video.
Yeah.
But that's true. But it's so true. Yet you talk about something, I'm different. I'm going to change the game, da-da-da-da-da. Just go out and change the game.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing, too. It's more important that you tell yourself. And granted, tell other people. Shoot. Sean Garrett used to say that all the time.
That is going to change the game?
When I signed Sean was like, Sean, I'm going to be hot. I'm telling you right now, Sean, I'm telling you right now, you need to sign me. I need to, da-da-da. Sean and The Dream. You know, back when we used to have that softball league, every game, I lie to you not, every game, Dream would be like, all right, Stone, baby, come on. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I'm that next. I'm telling you, man, you're going to miss out, man. Where's that deal at? And the funny thing is, I actually wanted to sign Dream, but Sony wouldn't let me. They just would not come up with the check. So I knew I was going to miss out. But the funny thing was, I just knew from his talk. I heard one record that boy did, and granted, it was catchy as hell. I'm not going to lie. It was catchy as hell. But still, he believed that he was going to be what he is now. Same with Sean Garrett. You couldn't tell Sean what he could and couldn't do vocally. You couldn't tell Sean about his pen game. You couldn't tell him that because all he knew, he was going to be high. He's like, I'm going to get me a deal. I'm going to be platinum. I'm going to be bubble blah, doody whoopty whoop. And now he has no problems telling you 19 number ones, baby.
Yeah.
19 number ones. You know what I'm saying? So speaking it is absolutely 100% important if you believe in it yourself.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter if I'm frustrated on my side of the desk or not. It really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I'm either going to ride your wave or I'm going to miss the boat.
Exactly.
But just understand that you also have to be doing something that backs that up.
Yeah.
You can't come out and sound like everybody else talking about something you're going to change the game.
That gets to the second part of what I was going to when I was talking about don't come in thinking you're going to just smash the, bulldoze into it. We talked about this a while back when we were breaking down, is it easier to influence with positivity or easier to influence with negativity?
Right.
When you put that into work, it's going to take from nothing, from zero, from you just saying you're going to change the game. It is going to take a monumental amount of work just to get enough done to get the seat at the table.
And failure.
Yes. So much of it. And I mean, even like now, I'm experiencing it now. Like I had aspirations of being at a certain point of my broadcast and media career by now. I'm in year 12, 13, a couple years from now, I'll be in year 15. I wanted certain things to be popping off a little bit bigger now. Not that they aren't, but I mean, I had certain aspirations. I have done a lot of work that now has me at the table that I need to be at that could actually trigger the... I ain't say nothing. I did that sort of face. I ain't say that. That sort of face. It was me. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I hit the table. Johnny hit the table.
Johnny used to always blame me. He's like, look, man, you need to learn radio etiquette.
That's because it was you. But that's also why my microphone is not on the table, so that when I do that, I'm not. But it's okay.
We digress.
Man, do I. But... the amount of work that I've put in to try to get to a certain point in my broadcast career now has certain conversations happening where I can see, all right, this could be that catalyst for real. Does that guarantee that that's going to be the thing that's going to change my whole life? No, but the opportunity now is there based off of the monumental amount of work that I've done. And that's what it is. You go into the game, sure, have that confidence. Profess it, preach it, because inside you do have to know.
Yeah.
But don't be honest with yourself on the inside. Like we said, have that impression on the outside of what it is, but be a little bit realistic of the amount of work that has to go into being able to do that.
If there's honestly, if there's one song that should play through your head all the time, it's the whole "Walk It Like I Talk It."
Yep.
Walk it like I talk it. Man, that song actually is so prophetic. It's not even funny. And I'm sure they meant it to a certain degree on that.
Absolutely.
But that's true. So while you walking out there, while you talking, I'm going to change the game, I'm going to be an overnight success or whatever, you have to walk that. There are things you have to physically do that line up with what you're saying. Yeah. And again, it's cyclical. The whole purpose of you confessing that stuff all the time is to program your mind. And when you program your mind, you start believing it in your heart. And whatever it is you believe in your heart, you start walking out and doing. So the first step is for you to fall in line with whatever it is you're talking about. And then now that you're at that point where you're believing it to the point where you're walking it out, now when you're saying it, you're getting other people to buy into it, believe it, and join you in walking it out. That's the psychological process of how that that works. Even just if you want the spiritual or unseen realm process of how that works, it's not just saying it to be saying it. That actually is the biggest problem. Some of y'all are just saying it to be saying it.
Yeah.
You're not saying it with any real conviction, with any real focused intent.
There's no intent behind it.
You're just trying to floss with your words. That will get you nowhere. I promise you that.
I was gonna let that be
That's
a mic
that
drop.
silence.
Yeah,
That's that silent mic drop. Can we put a mic drop sound effect in there right now?
The next level of that though is very, very important. The amount of work that it's gonna take to get to, up, and then you get the plateau where this is at the table where the catalyst can happen and where you do blow up.
Like my weight loss process right now.
And for those of you who didn't see, I was doing an upward trim on my arm, flat line, and then a line upwards. I mean, just you can draw it on a piece of paper. You know.
Although my weight loss thing will be it'll be downward, flat, then downward. But go ahead.
When you get to that table, when you get to that point where that catalyst could happen, you don't want to be. And I'm going to use designer as an example because I like designer. But
Where did he go?
This is where I'm getting to.
Nice, yeah.
So when Panda dropped, designer was so hot. At the time, my son was 3, and my 3-year-old was, Panda song, Panda song, Panda. And I
Still don't know what he's saying.
I do. I mean, I actually know the lyrics to the song. But that record was hot, and we thought that he was gonna be
Like the next.
hot.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent dropped something out. They were asking 50, so what you think about Designer? And 50 was like, yo, I think he's cool, but I don't know if he's got enough music. And when Designer got to that point to where he was at that table, at that potential catalyst, he didn't have a big enough catalog to follow up with Panda or Timmy Turner. Timmy Turner was
Timmy Turner is my joint.
Timmy Turner.
Man.
He was looking for a burner.
The chords though at the end of the song.
Yo,
woo,
that whole thing.
we might have to play that at the
That
end
whole
of this
thing
episode
snapped.
just as an outro.
That
Go
thing,
ahead.
I could do that. Yeah. But that was the thing. And I'm not saying that it's over for him, but I mean that window that was there for it to be the catalyst for him to be a seeming overnight success fizzled because he couldn't
Capitalize
He
on it.
couldn't capitalize with the follow up. Kevin Hart capitalized with follow up after follow. He gave you an hour every year for like 4 years. And I mean, I got friends that are comedians. Right now you've got comedians like Ari Spears who will say Kevin's not writing the whole hour himself, and okay, but when you get to a certain status and you can afford
cares?
writers,
It's his hour.
Exactly, it's his hour.
Someone can come in and write this podcast. Doesn't matter. It's my podcast.
Right.
like the deal that we do with freaking whoever it's going to be, whether it's Apple Podcasts
Yeah,
or whether it's iHeartRadio,
40 mil.
whoever drops it, they're writing it to me or
The
to us. They're
40
not
mil
writing it to the people who wrote the
$40
freaking
mil
content.
gives you the rights to write some content. That's all I'm saying.
That's
write the check,
all
you can
we
write the content. But he did that. He had content. And then when the movie started hitting, there was a time where I think Kevin was doing like 2-3 movies a year. It's like,
And can I just say though, it wasn't just Kevin, right?
Right.
It was his agent.
Correct.
It was all these people who were able to come together. Kevin had infrastructure.
Yes. Heartbeat Productions is, people don't understand the tentacles.
Yeah, there was
That extend
seemed like
from
it was a documentary or
There
something.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
with it.
Go watch that. We talked about that a while back
What
when
is
it
the name
first
of
dropped, and I can't think of
something to the heart or something, whatever.
I got to look it up.
Yeah, his whole thing. But even before he got that big, he had 1 or 2 people that was helping him. And of course, there was a lot in the beginning he had to do himself.
Don't F this up.
Yeah, don't F this up.
I want to say the word because it's my favorite word, but I can't.
Yeah, we can't. Don't F this up. It's
Don't
on
F this up.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Go check it out.
Go watch it. But the whole point is that when I say infrastructure, I'm putting all that under one word, and that is a plan.
Correct.
And especially in music, like y'all, all y'all want to do is you keep saying, "I'm gonna blow. I'm a blow. I'm a blow." No. What you don't understand what you're saying is that you mean your song is going to blow. Because once that song blows, you need to be ready and poised to follow it up. Rather it be with another song, well, it's going to have to be with another song, but also with supporting actions. Right. Whether it's just simply as the content that you're putting out, whether it's appearances, whether it's live shows, you have to be able to.
Whether you do DMX and you can parlay it into movies. I mean,
yes, something, but you have to have a plan and infrastructure to follow that up. Yeah. So when you're saying y'all have to stop saying stuff just to say it. Dang it, man! I want to cuss. Okay. Like seriously, like get off the whole clout crap. Yeah. Like get off the whole flossing and just looking like you big. Doggone it, be big.
Damn.
And so you have to get your plan together. You got to get your infrastructure together. You have to know the business of what the frick it is that you're doing. You understand? Just talking the talk is not going to do anything. So, and I don't know the insides of a designer, so I don't want to use him like we know what's happening. But just for the sake that we don't know, let's just use it as an example. Like, okay, you have a song that blows. Now what? You should know what's next. And if you don't know what's next, you should have the wisdom and the knowledge to find someone who knows what's next and bring them on. And doggone it, don't be cheap about it. If you're going to find someone that knows what to do, you got to pay. You got to invest in yourself. I am tired of us being talented. And you know who else is on this platform with me is freaking Isaac Hayes III. How we do all this crap, but then we don't own nothing.
Right.
So y'all listen, you have to get their mind right on this whole overnight crap. There is a reason why it seems like it's overnight, because there is a machine. Sometimes the machine is a one-handed person, but one person, but that one person has 8 freaking arms. Mm-hmm. Either way, there's an infrastructure and there is a plan. Right. The man who fails to plan plans to fail. You've heard it over and over again. What man does not build a house unless he first counts the cost? So I'm done because somebody thinks I'm mad and that I'm yelling at him, because I get that a lot lately now.
Tough love.
Stone is your tone. You got to change your tone, Stone. I can't receive it because your tone.
Stop being so soft.
Man.
You're gonna need some thick skin.
I need to breathe and drink some orange juice.
You don't change the world with thin skin. You need some thick skin. So toughen up if that's the thing.
That's all, man. We saying it just because we love you. That's all it is. Like every day, I knew that I was going to make it. Like somehow, when I was down here and I had nowhere, I got kicked out of the house that my manager was renting, and I'm sleeping on couches, MARTA benches, and all this crap, and I'm feeding myself through change from phone booths, and I'm contemplating robbing a store, and I get a 50 cents and I buy Little Debbie snack cakes and I cut them in half, and that's how I ate over the next few days. All this stuff, the whole time my mom was like, come home. I will send you a ticket. Come home. I was like, Mom, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make it. Nothing around me showed me that I was going to make this thing work. Right. Now, with the combination of a bunch of people, I'm not going to sit here and act like I made it here myself. I'm not even doing this podcast myself. This podcast wouldn't even have the quality, honestly, we're recording right now if it wasn't for Johnny. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have the studio. I wouldn't even have my job if it wasn't for people like a Tasha Stafford, a Chris Young, a Ian Burke. You understand what I'm saying? So there were people. I had an infrastructure. And then there was a plan, to the point now where I do freaking conferences and stuff, and I'll sit down and I'll introduce myself. Hey, what's going on? I'm Stone. I know who you are, man. I was working at your studio last night. I get that so much it's not even funny. Mm-hmm. Everybody freaking works at Icon. It's crazy. And to me, it's a blessing. I'm not flossing. It's a freaking blessing. But this wasn't overnight. But this was all stuff of coming around, knowing what I know, knowing what I don't know, getting the people into places where I don't know. And then this stuff comes. So it's just, oh my gosh, man. It can be an overnight for you. Just know overnight is like 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. And you can't do it without infrastructure. And you can't do it without a plan. And I'm going to woosah.
There you go. Follow us, lifeonpodcast.com. You can get to all of our links from right there. Like, subscribe, share, the most important things you can do. Follow me on my social media, just Johnny Von, JustJonyVan. If you're ever in Atlanta, catch your boy on Kiss 104.1. Bringing you your favorite R&B all the time. And you can also download the Kiss 104.1 FM apps and get us 24 hours a day.
And they play that good R&B too. Yeah. They play that good R&B. Yeah. Now, if you ever want to, if you're bored, you want to get, well, if you want to just laugh and have some fun, whatever, follow me on Instagram at Stone007. That's letter 07. If you want to get yelled at like I just did just now, or just hear some unfiltered thoughts,
which tone do I want today?
Hop on over to Twitter, and that's a Stone007. Hey, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate you sharing this with somebody that you love and that you care about. And stay tuned. We'll see y'all next week. We out. Peace.
So back to what I was saying. What I was saying.